Okay friends, finally just acknowledge one more time I'm audible to you so that we can start. Be a little quick guys, as we have wasted a lot of time behind this technical issues. Okay, I'm audible. Be quick, be quick to respond. Shall we start? Okay, okay, fine. So here we go. Look, this is where we had reached. We were working in the project which was an exam project. Under that we had database Oracle. Since I did not save my work, module is not here, so no problem, let me create that module again. Say it was exam module. Okay, user was revision. Okay, localhost ORCL test connection. Okay, okay, next and finish. Correct. Anyways, we have tables here. Let me import those 5 tables. So we say import database object. Which object? Table. Which table? Yeah, all the 5 tables which are present in revision account. Correct. All those 5 tables. Correct. Yes, thank you Ankush. Good. Okay, so tables are here. Tables are here. Okay, we'll quickly do the mapping. First we will map the staging table. Correct. Okay, staging is a place where data is stored temporarily just for transformation. Okay, catch up with my speed. I'm a little fast now since I have a connected class after this. Okay, take it. So this is mapping, stage mapping. Alright, let me take all the 5 source tables on the left. So this is item, this is region, this is register, this is store, and this is transaction. Okay, so we bring joiner out. Here it is. Okay, double click joiner and we add that many number of groups. So item, region, register, store, and transaction. Correct. All these are the input groups. Quickly we connect them one by one. So here we go. This is item connecting to item group. This is region connecting to region group. Ask your other friends also to join, people who had lost. Okay, this would be a good revision for them. Register connecting to register group. Store connecting to store group. And finally transaction connecting to transaction group. Right? Okay, later we bring aggregator in. Okay, and output of joiner goes as input to aggregator. Check my 2 arrow marks, how we are connected. Alright, so this is joiner, this is aggregator. Now aggregator need to be answered 2 questions: what to group and how to group. We want to total quantity and amount. So what do? We double click aggregator, go to its output attribute. We create total quantity and total amount. Okay, fine. Make sure that data types also you have kept it same. Okay, quantity in my source table is 22.0 and amount in my source table is something 10 and 2. Alright, fine. Okay, now let us write an expression for this. Quantity will be, say this is where I click, this 3 dots. Okay, quantity will be sum of sales quantity. We say use above values and OK. Similarly, amount, expression for amount will be click on this 3 dot. Function will be sum. Amount is a sum of attribute amount. And you click on use above value, expression will be written. You say OK. And that's it. You say OK again. So this is one question answer to aggregator. What to group? Now how to group? We have to write group by clause. So select aggregator. Go to the group by clause in this property window. Group by. This is group by here. Okay. Now we will select one by one all those columns which are not primary or foreign key. Correct? So item name, item category, item vendor, item SKU, item brand, item price, item department, then region name, continent, country, not register key, not location because it's primary foreign, not store key, then store name, store address 1, store address 2, city, state, zip code, and then store number, and then finally date sort. Okay, because the rest all are primary foreign key. Quantity amount we will not take here because that is to be total, right? Just to validate once. And we say OK. Right? So now finally let's take a table operator and load this output in the target table. So this is a table operator. Drag and drop. Check the first option, create unbound, and we give name to the table, say stage table. So the table is here. Output of aggregator goes as input to stage table. Okay, do not forget to do right click to it and create and bind. Okay, let us bind by the same name in the module. So it is here. Correct. Now let's go to deploy this. Let's go to deploy this. How? We go to tools, CCN. Okay, control center manager. Let me see if there is any message in the chat box. Okay, nothing. People are not asking anything. Please ask me your doubts in case if you have. Huh? Ask me the doubts in case if you have any. Okay. चलो CCM में कैसे डिप्लॉय करते हैं? Say this is exam module expanded. Inside it we have mapping, we have tables. So this is our mapping, this is our table. My control key is held here. Default action, right click, deploy. Right? Now when you deploy, the job status will show you the status of deployment, and it is deploying. Correct? Okay, done. Now we will run the mapping. So we select mapping, right click and start. Just click on start only once. Okay, just check the output now. Check the output. Here we go. So this is stage table. Right click, data, and you see 13 aggregated records. Correct? Fine. Okay, we close this. I close this mapping also. Access is denied. We say okay. That's not an error. It's our permission issue. Right? So if you have remembered these points which I wrote on the notepad, I think since I restarted it is gone. So stage table we created, right? Now next let us go to deploy the product dimension. How to do that? How to do that? I go to dimension, right click new dimension, name of the dimension say product, yeah OLAP. Okay, we want 2 more columns in this dimension, so SKU and price. Remember in our source table, length of each string is all 50. So this is 50, this is 50, this is 50. Okay, fine, that's all. Next surrogate is a primary key here, remember. Okay, what are the 4 levels? Say we want department, category, brand and item, correct? Item. Alright, so department indoor or outdoor game. If it is outdoor as a department, one outdoor game can be of many category. Each category will sell products of different brand, and one brand might sell many items. Right? Like Adidas is a brand. Adidas sends different games kind of a sports item. Right? Okay. Nothing to do in the upcoming steps. Just keep on doing the selecting the default selection. Next, and finish. Okay, you see the dimension is created. Now let's go to map the dimension. How we'll do that? We select mapping, new mapping. Let's call it as a product map. Okay, now this time on the left will be the staging table and on the right will be the dimension, correct? Dimension will be on the right side. Okay, so here we go. Fine. Now let's do one-to-one mapping. As for now, only any one column you want, you can do trim and upper. I'm not doing trim and upper, assuming people have remembered. I'm just doing one-to-one mapping. Clear? Fine. So this is item department to item department. The same thing goes to description, and you will find item department here also. Correct? Now category name. I hope you have remembered IDs are never mapped because IDs are populated by sequences, right? Now this is item category and it will be mapped to item category. Same item category to description, and item category here goes to category name. Then this is item brand, it goes to brand. Item brand, it goes to description, and you have item brand here also, correct? Then again comes item name. Let's do one thing. Let's do trim and upper to item name. So transformation operator. I drag transformation operator. Okay. From character category, let's take trim and upper. Okay. I'm taking 2 of them together because this will be a sort of T of ETL. Correct? Transformation. So this is trim and this is upper. How we will work? Item name goes as input to trim and output of trim goes into upper. Keep them minimized, and then finally the return value of upper gets mapped to name. The same return value also gets mapped to description. Correct? Trim and upper. But remember, if item name you have trimmed and upper in the dimension, you have to do trim and upper in the fact table also. The level of transformation in dimension must match with the level of transformation in the cube. So this is SKU. SKU gets mapped to SKU. This is price. Price gets mapped to price. Finish. हो गया. Product dimension हो गया. अभी इसको एक बार deploy कर दो. How we'll do that? Mapping, dimension, tables and sequence. Correct? Click to default action. Right click, deploy. Get deployment started. Let it deploy. By the time I'll write some points on notepad here. After product we will be deploying store dimension. Then we will be deploying time dimension and finally fact table, which is also called as a cube. Correct? Any doubt here? No. Okay, fine. No issues. What's going on in CCM? Okay, deployment is still going on. Fine. Done. Now let's run the mapping. So we select the mapping, right click and start. Correct? Done. Okay. No, never mind. Now let's come to design center again. Let's quickly create the second dimension, which is a store dimension. So new dimension, next store, yeah, storage type OLAP. We want just two more. One is what should I take here? What way do we have? Let's take zip code. Okay, just take only one attribute, pin code. I don't want others. Okay, so 50, the length is 50 and the length is 50. Okay, because the source table have this column length as 50. We say next. So here it is, country, and then region has a store, right? This creates a level as hierarchy in snowflake scheme. Next, and finish. Correct? Okay, so let's create a new mapping. This will be store map. Once again, staging table on the left side. Staging table on the left side. Okay, and store dimension on the right side. Correct? Okay, this is the dimension. Fine. So country name, this is country, and country description also, let us send country name as, we have country name one more time, so country name goes here. Correct? Then comes region name, so this is region name, same thing goes into description. Okay, what goes into name, we have sent same thing into description. You want, you can send something else also. And if you could see, the region name is here also. Correct? Fine. Now comes store name. You want, you can do trim and upper to store, but I will not do since we have less time here. Okay, so store name goes to store name goes to store description, pin code goes to pin code or zip code. What is been left is only IDs, which will be populated by sequences. Come, let's deploy them. Let's deploy this. Okay, so we have a sequence has been not shown here. See, store sequence is not showing here in CCM. No problem, we will refresh it. Just close it and open it again. Okay, this is tool menu, CCM, control center manager, exam module. Okay, mapping, dimension, tables and sequence. Correct? Default action, right click, deploy. Okay, now just select the mapping, right click and start. Alright, fine. So the two dimension is done. Now let's come to time dimension. Time is the most easy dimension because we don't have to do the mapping of it. Correct? So we go to dimension, right click, new. This time not new dimension, remember? Just go to new. Okay, what new? Yeah, we want time dimension as new. We say okay. Next, name of the dimension. Okay, time dimension, OLAP. Yeah, the start year and number of years we will select as per the data in our data set. We have the data of the years 2014 to 2 years, 15 and 16, or 2014 and 2015. That's the reason we selected the years like this. Okay, yeah, hierarchy, year, quarter, month and day. We select them all. Okay, next and finish. Finish. Done. So the time dimension is created, and surprise element over here is the time dimension mapping also comes as ready-made or inbuilt. Fine. Time dimension doesn't have a sequence. So if mapping is pre-built, inbuilt, what are we waiting for? Just go to deploy. Right? Okay. Close CCM, open again. Let's deploy the time dimension now. This is our exam module. Okay. Mapping. This is time dimension mapping. Dimension, which is a time dimension, and table, which will be the time dimension table. You go to default action, say right click, deploy. It will create, or let me say generate calendar of 2 years, 2014, 2015, which will act as a filter to let enter only those records from source table which belongs to this calendar range. Right? Okay, it's almost running. And done. Select mapping and we do start. Okay. Finish. Intermediate output you should keep checking, like product dimension output, store dimension output, time dimension output. Time constraint keeping in mind, I go directly to the final output. Now this is cube, which will create a fact table. So with 3 dimensions, let us now create a fact table in our star snowflake architecture. So new cube. Next, name of the cube, let me call it as a sales cube. Yeah, OLAP. Let me take all the 3 dimensions. Next, okay, measure we want over here is quantity and amount. Okay, make sure the data type of quantity is 22, 0 as precision scale, and this is 10, 0 as precision and scale. You can always check this in your source table. Okay, so finish. Now this will be the final mapping which we will do. We go to mapping, right click new mapping, let's say cube mapping. Okay, again we will take stage table on the left side, staging table on the left side, and cube on the right side. Okay, what are the rules of this cube? We don't have to map active date here, we don't have to map the primary keys here. Right? So let's start mapping. Quantity goes to quantity, amount goes to amount, active date we don't have to map, product name is an item name here. See, item name goes to product name, but make sure you remember product name in the dimension we had done trim upper, so we have to do that over here also, otherwise there will be an error. Okay, so no problem. Inside character category of transformation operator we have trim and upper. Okay, so we took trim, we took upper, this is our cube. We keep these operators in the middle. Item name goes as input to trim, output of trim goes as input to upper, and finally output of upper gets connected to product name. Alright. Okay. Anyways, this is a primary key, so it won't be mapped. This is store name. So here we have store name. We map it as it is because it was not trimmed and upper in your dimension. Okay. Date sold goes as input to time dimension day start date. Finish. The cube is done. Once to Control S, please save all these. In fact, they should have been done long earlier. Now, how to deploy the cube? Just select mapping. This is cube mapping. From cube, select the sales cube, and from table, select the sales cube table. Default action, right click, deploy. Okay, this will be the final deployment of the project, correct? Alright guys, done. So just select the mapping now, right click and start. Done. Close CCM, we don't need it anymore. And this is that sales cube table. Just to right click, data, and this is the final output here. Correct? You better know how to read this output. Say on 7 November 2014, product number 12 was sold. Now who is product number 12? That we have to go and check in the product dimension like this. It's here, product tab. Product number 12 is baseball, which belongs to brand Hasbro, which belongs to category ball, and which belongs to department outdoor. Correct? The fact table has got to say many more things. This transaction happened in store number 15. And who is store number 15? We have to open back our store dimension. Is that clear? Fine. Alright. Still any doubt? Something that you would like to ask? Are all the things clear? Okay, anyways, the session will be there on our channel recorded throughout the day. If you find anywhere something not understood, something still confused, please go through the video as many times as you want and rectify your problems. Okay, all the best. Shall I take a call off here? Shall we wind off the session? Okay then, fine. See you back. Goodbye. Take care.